This program is brought to you by newscliptv.com. Make your own news. Register online and become a Newsclip TV reporter. Newsclip TV, your community news website.
Welcome to Persistence Pays TV. I'm your host, Lori Raudnask, and today I'm at Grail Springs with Richard, and he's part of the Equine program. So Richard's going to tell us about Natasha.
This is Natasha, and she is one of 5 Rocky Mountain horses that Grail Springs has here. There's 5 in the herd, and she's a Rocky Mountain horse, and she's a Palomino. They come in different colors. Horses in general are pretty special animals in that they've, for millennia, they've been prey. So they've developed abilities that we may have had at one time and lost, or maybe we never had. One of them is that when her head is down like this and she's eating or drinking water, they have about 340 degrees periphery, almost a complete circle. So she has a slight blind spot in the front of her head and a slight blind spot in the back, and the rest she can see as the periphery. And they use what I call soft vision. So unlike humans, where if we see something directly ahead of us, we focus right on that and the periphery is forgotten, they do what we can try is that when you're looking at something directly in front of you, soft focus that thing and just try and focus on your periphery without moving your eyes. So that's what horses do. They can see the 340 degrees, and if anything within that 340 degrees moves, then their attention is directly focused on that spot. They also have a split brain. It's called a bifurcated brain. So they can process information from the left eye and the right eye separately. So they can watch this wolf over here and this bear over here and process both bits of information separately. And that's why when you're training a horse, you have to train both sides. So I can train Natasha to get used to this rope being thrown over her back without flinching. But when I go to the other side, it's a completely new experience. So you have to start right from the beginning and teach them from both sides. And that's why probably over centuries horses have been abused, because the trainer thinks that they're just being dumb or acting badly because they don't understand from the other side what they think they should know. You can tell where a horse is looking by where their ears are pointing. So sometimes the ears are both directly ahead, they're focused right on something, but sometimes one ear's over here and one ear's back here. And so because their eyes are split that way, their ears are looking in different places. It's said that a horse can hear a human heartbeat from 3 feet away. So they have an incredible ability to read energy. And by reading energy, I mean, and this is part of, because they're a prey animal, they have to know whatever creature's approaching them, what kind of mood that creature's in, whether it's in hunting mode or just passing through. So when a person's approaching a horse, they can tell whether the person's angry, upset, nervous, all of those things. This is some of the
hungry.
some of the first grass she's been able to have since the winter. Is that good, Natasha?
Did you say how old she was?
Natasha's about 12 years old.
Oh.
We have another big guy, Pete. He's 16. So the whole herd is around that age.
Okay. Okay.
For over a decade, horses have been used in something called equine-assisted psychotherapy. And because of their innate ability to read energy, there's a modality where I'll call them a patient, a horse, and a psychotherapist who can read horse communications. is in a round pen together. And so the psychotherapist can watch how the horse reacts to the person, how the person reacts to the horse, and glean things from that. A horse, if there's a person who's nervous, the horse will, and you're standing beside them, sometimes the horse will reach over and nip you. And that's saying, are you going to take charge here, or, or do I have to do it? Horses have a pecking order. There's 5 in this herd, as I said, and Pete is number 1 in the pecking order, and Chaco, our largest horse, is the last on the pecking order, and just before him is our smallest horse. So
how come the largest one ends up last?
It all depends on how you meet a challenge. So another horse will challenge Chaco, for example, and he'll back away, and not because he's afraid or anything, but he's just the type of personality where he doesn't want confrontation. He'd rather back away than challenge the confrontation. So that leaves him in the bottom rung of the pecking order. Horses have an incredible energy field around them, similar to our energy field, where if you close your eyes and walk towards a wall, you're going to stop before you hit the wall because your energy field is hitting there first. Because horses are so large, they have quite a large energy field. And because they have 4 legs on the ground, they also ground energy really, really well. So if you come before a horse and you're upset, or you're firing on all cylinders, or you're in an some emotional distress, just by putting your hand on the horse, you'll start feeling that your energy is being grounded, that your energy is being softened a little bit.
You try that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You guys want to come try?
Yeah. You can come and put your hand on her anywhere. The nice thing about this breed and these horses is that they won't bite, kick, run away with you, or do any of those things. So
these are my new friends, Monica and Donna. Monica and Donna from Edmonton.
Oh, great.
And from Toronto. Dundas.
So she still has her winter coat.
Oh, I see.
You see that it's shedding now?
Oh,
but in the winter they grow a nice thick winter coat, and so they stay outside all year round. 20 below, 40 below.
Wow.
They have a walk-in shelter they can go into if they need to, but they just stay outside. And they're kept warm by their winter coat, and also because when they eat hay, that produces heat. So as long as they have enough hay in the winter, it doesn't matter how low the temperature is, they stay nice and cozy. And you can tell that they're maintaining their body heat because after snowfall there'll be a nice thick coating of snow on their back and it won't melt. And that means that their body heat's...
What are you doing?
That means that they're maintaining their body heat.
What?
If you see a horse and the snow's melting on their back, then the horse is in some distress.
Hello. Hi, beautiful. Natasha knows that one of us has an apple in her hand, so she's...
Oh, that's what she...
Yes.
Where is that apple?
So where is that apple? Do you want to give her the apple?
Yeah.
Good girl. Look what I got for you. Yeah. Look at you. Sweetest girl you are. Yeah.
That's a big apple.
Don't forget to chew.
The best girl.
What
Now
a
she's
lucky
happy.
girl. Yeah.
Now she's happy.
What a lucky girl.
Now you're happy. I don't have one, sorry. No. I don't have one for you.
And also approaching a horse, you'd always approach from the shoulder because of that blind spot in the front. You don't want to startle them where you're out of their vision and suddenly you're in the vision. So you always kind of approach at an angle. The back end of a horse is the business end, where they will kick if you're startled, or if Natasha didn't know I was here and I suddenly moved here, then she could kick. But knowing I'm here and I know the horse, so I know that she would never do that. Stand right behind it.
Well, that's very interesting, Richard.
Yeah. So whenever you're moving around a horse, you always want to put one hand on her back end so she knows you're there. So in my mind, they're very mystical creatures. You know, there's so much to learn from them. They communicate with each other through body posture. There's very little vocalization with horses. They just, it's the way they present their body to each other that gives them their communication. So it's the set of the ears. A horse with both ears back and tail swishing means stay away. You're right. Two ears alert like this means they're directly focused on you. A mare, and I've seen this happen with my mare, will teach the young one how to get along in the herd. And the young one, because they're so full of energy, will at some point kick up their heels and nip at the other horses. And what the mare will do, and as I say, I've witnessed this, is she'll banish the young one from the herd. She'll make it stay on the outside of the herd. And she does that just by squaring her shoulders to the young one. And he or she will be moving around, and she'll just keep her shoulders square to the young one like this, until she sees the young one drop its head and start licking. And that's the sign that says, I'm really, really sorry. Could you please let me back in the herd? I'll never do it again. And then what the mare does is she just softens her shoulders. She'll just turn a quarter turn like this and allow the young one back in.
Oh my goodness.
So it's that type of communication. It's very subtle, but there's tremendous number of signs and signals within that. So it's quite an intricate.
Well, with humans too, body language is so huge.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
and you can tell how a person is, how they're feeling. Yeah, it's like, don't come near me, or I don't trust you, or
So
people, if they have their hands behind their back,
Yeah.
it means they don't trust, whereas if you show the
Yeah.
palms of your hands, that
Right.
means that you're trustworthy. And
Mhm.
so body language is huge in communication
Yeah.
with humans.
That's right.
So
And we
it's-
pick that up with each other, sort of without knowing it, you know, and we read each other's body language for sure all the time.
Like if someone gets too close and someone doesn't like someone close, you'll
Mhm.
notice they back up.
Yeah.
So you
yeah.
gotta always watch your space, and that's
Yeah.
the same with a horse. You
Mhm.
can't just come into a horse's space
Right.
without them knowing that you're there.
That's right. Yeah.
Well, that's been very interesting. Thank you so much, Richard, for sharing with us about
You're welcome.
Natasha. Thank
You're
you very
welcome.
much.
You're welcome.
So join me again on Persistence Pays TV. Thanks for being here, and it's a beautiful day in Bancroft. Be sure to come to Grail Springs. You're going to love it.